Yesterday, 2 more boats with refugees and migrants arrived on our island, and I heard their boats sank and most of them drowned.
Honestly, I don't understand why they embark and risk drowning. And those who manage to reach our island, they live in miserable conditions. And you see them everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
My dad says that we can't afford more of them on the island.
He also says that many of them come on purpose in order to alter our faith and traditions.
They're dangerous.
May God raise his hand. What do you mean?
Well, my dad says that God stands by our side and that's why they're drowning. God doesn't let them carry out their plan.
This reminds me of the story of the Red Sea crossing we read the day before yesterday at school. And Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites to go forward. But you lift up your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it, that the Israelites may go into the sea on dry ground. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gained glory for myself over Pharaoh, his chariots, and his chariot drivers." And the waters were divided. The Israelites went into the sea on dry ground, the waters forming a wall for them on their right and on their left. Well, the Egyptians pursued and went into the sea after them, all of Pharaoh's horses, chariots, and chariot drivers. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea, so that the water may come back upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots and chariot drivers." So Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and at dawn the sea returned to its normal depth. As the Egyptians fled before it, the Lord tossed the Egyptians into the sea. The waters returned and covered the chariots and the chariot drivers, the entire army of Pharaoh that had followed them into the sea. Not one of them remained. But the Israelites walked on dry ground through the sea, the waters forming a wall for them on their right and on their left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day from the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead on the seashore.
Exactly. That's what my dad says. Back then and now, God protects his believers and punishes those who try to cause them harm.
Do you mean that God destroys people?
Well, I don't know. I never thought about it. But yeah, why not?
Oh, so some people are his favourites and some others, well, let them go to hell, as we used to say?
Well, I'm not sure, but it could be that way. I mean, after all, everything happens as God wants to. Isn't that what they say? God can do everything, right? God is omnipotent?
Nah, I dunno, man. But hey, I really need to go.
I don't think God will help me on my geography test tomorrow. Hey, look!
Where?
No, to the sea, yo! There's a light there. Oh, is this too? Can you hear?
Yeah, right. Let's get closer. There are people! Refugees!
Whoa, they're asking for help. Let's go.
Are you crazy? Let's go home, man. It's too dangerous.
They're asking for help. There's no time.
How are we going to help them? Tell me.
I don't know. We'll see.
Whoa, it's dangerous here. Look, let's go and find some help.
Let's try to catch the rope they threw at us.
And then what? Can we pull the boat to shore?
We'll tie the rope to the cliffs so they can pull themselves. Come on, hurry up. There's no time to waste. Okay, now we can call for help.
Yeah, let's go.
It was dangerous what you did today, you know?
Oh, you mean I shouldn't have done it?
I mean, what you did was madness.
Mum, do you think God can do evil?
What are you saying? What makes you say that?
Well, can he?
Let me tell you, since we call him Father, I can't imagine him hurting his children.
Yeah, every father loves his children, but sometimes he gets angry. Do you think Dad will be angry with me? You know, what he thinks on immigrants and refugees?
I know that if he sees a fire burning, first he will put out the fire and then he will look for the arsonist.
Do you mean that Dad would do the same thing in my shoes?
Yes, that's what I believe. Your father may have his ideas, but he puts compassion above ideas.
And what's your own opinion?
I think because you happened to be there, you did exactly what you had to do. I'm very proud of you.
Lucky we were there, huh? Or was it God's intent, you think?
My grandmother says that God acts in his own way, and many times we can't even imagine them.
Hey, you! Yeah, you guys! You are the boys who tied the rope of our boat yesterday, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Well, you know, We just happened to be there.
Thanks to you, we've been saved.
No, don't say that. Everyone would do the same thing.
Nah, it's pure luck.
Some people call it luck. I name it the hand of God. Yesterday, you became God's hand.
Oh, what is it?
Perfume. Jasmine.
Oh, jasmine. Divine. Come on, let's go. You can help me clean the storeroom out. My father asked me to do it, because otherwise, no God will save me from his hands.